Cindy, roll call, please.
Councilmember Cope.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Ready. Burkhart.
Here.
We have 3 closed sessions this evening, and we'll take them one at a time, starting with item 3A, a closed session per Iowa Code Section 21.51C to discuss strategy with counsel in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where its disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the governmental body in the litigation. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Evans.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
Burkhart.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
To discuss the purchase of particular real estate only where premature disclosure could reasonably be expected to increase the price the governmental body would have to pay for that property. The minutes and the tape recording of a session closed under this paragraph shall be available for public examination when the transaction discussed is completed. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
I move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Martin.
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
Burkhart.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Motion passed. We have one more closed session this evening, and that is item 3C, closed session per Iowa Code Section 21.51K to discuss security assessments and emergency preparedness. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
Motion passed. Chief? We are back in open session. We have one additional item, item 3D, Severe Weather Awareness Week.
Mayor and Council,
Chief?
this is the beginning of Severe Weather Awareness Week for Iowa. The sirens that normally go off, the outdoor warning sirens, the first Saturday of the month will go off at 10 o'clock this Wednesday as part of that national preparedness and statewide preparedness tornado drill. So just want to make sure you're aware of that. And then this is also the time that we usually talk about kind of our weather plan and our awareness. Just kind of an annual reminder, but basically all the disasters happen local, and then they start local, and then they move to county, and then to state, and then possibly up to the federal level. So we have a 28E agreement, all the cities in Polk County with Polk County Emergency Management to manage the disasters. And so if we were to have something happen in the city, then we would contact Polk County. They've got a staff that would help us with whatever our local needs are. Department heads, we would meet up at the training room, our EOC for the city of Johnston. We would talk through issues. But we would also ask that any messages that come out be kind of a unified message. And so we would craft local messages with the help of Janet, police chief, myself, Jim Sanders, other staff members. We would help craft that message and then put it out. And so then we would ask that council members, you know, would be included in that message so that if you are talking to constituents that we don't have somebody saying something different. And so we'll make sure that everybody gets those messages so that you're aware of what's going out to the public so we can all be on the same page. There may be times, depending on the disaster, where we'll ask the mayor to be kind of the voice of reason or the voice of calm for the public to reassure them that all the departments and all the city employees are doing the best they can to manage the disaster, pick up branches, whatever it might be. And so just that reminder, both police and fire, we use what's called the emergency management system, incident command system. And we also urge the council members, if you haven't taken any of those online courses, in the handout that I laid at the dais, there are links to those. They're individual learning sessions on the FEMA Emergency Management website that you can take, and we urge you to take the ICS 100, 200, 700, and 800 courses. They take 2 to 3 hours per session to go through there and complete those. So if you haven't, the links are on the back. I've also included a copy of our warning sirens, our outdoor warning sirens. There's 8 of them in Johnston. That does not include what they call the big voice or the sirens and the communication system on Camp Dodge. And then also Grimes has got some that overlap part of the western border of Johnston as well. And so we have pretty good coverage between the two and including Camp Dodge. We are working towards the ability within Polk County to be able to set them off individually. So all the newest ones that we've bought in the last few years have that capability. I think we've still got one that we need to upgrade at some point to be able to do that. But right now, when Polk County sets them off, they set them off for either a tornado warning, where one has actually been seen on the ground or seen by a trained weather spotter. The National Weather Service will set those off. And then also if we have severe thunderstorms with winds in excess of 70 miles an hour. So those are the two situations, an actual tornado or winds over 70 mile an hour from a severe thunderstorm. Any questions? So I also included a copy of the updated building plan for this building so that you have that. And the weather, severe weather and the tornado shelter for this building is in the mechanical room, which is just the other side of the bathrooms in the main hallway out here. So one of the staff members would get you down there and get you inside.
Chief, quick question for you.
Yes.
So each of the sirens that we have in the city, it covers the whole city? I mean, everybody can hear?
Yeah, we have pretty good coverage for all what we have. And like I said, there's overlap with the sirens and Grimes kind of over on our western border, so.
Okay. Even the newly acquired area, it should be covering that too, right? Okay.
The goal at some point is the National Weather Service, when everybody in Polk County gets their sirens updated to the newest technology, they'll be actually able to draw a polygon of where the storm is headed so that they can warn just those people. A lot of times we've noticed in the past, there might be a tornado or severe thunderstorm that's impacting the southern part of Polk County. Our sirens are going off, everybody goes outside, the skies are blue. It's like, wait a minute, there's got to be something wrong. So that's the goal, is at some point be able to get to where they can just warn certain parts of the county and not the entire county. But for now, they have to set them off the entire county.
Yeah, and, this most recent sort of series of storms that we had, in the heart, you get kind of this combination of one, the siren is going off, and then so first thing you do is you go downstairs and turn the TV on, and maybe your TV is, we have satellite TV at our house, and so all of a sudden the weather has knocked out the TV, so you're kind of like, oh, okay. But these most recent tornadoes we had were like really southern Polk County, and Winterset and all that type of stuff, and there was no. So, the sirens were going off and then they'd go on and off. And the hard part is so I think that getting to that point where, so the National Weather Service would control they control which ones go off, and they would kind of figure that out. That's the system?
In the future, that's the goal. And it has to do with how the sirens are configured. So the newer sirens that we've purchased here in Johnston have that ability to be set off individually. Eventually, we would have software that we would be able to silently test them, like on a daily or weekly basis, to make sure that they work. Because right now they're being tested, and then we find out that one didn't go off, and so then we have to call and get it repaired. But we're working towards that goal. But again, Polk County is going to assess and see where everybody's at in each individual community. Because some of the sirens, basically date back into the 50s and 60s, and unless you're proactively updating them, they just don't have the technology to be able to set them off individually or set that polygon to set a series of them off.
And this document that's got the links, could you send this to us electronically? That'd be great. Then that makes the links even easier.
One thing I'd like to add is those are outdoor warning sirens. I know after we get a storm event, we will get calls that we didn't hear them go off or they didn't go off in our neighborhood. Then we have to ask some of those questions. And a lot of times we find out that those folks were actually indoors. So I just wanted to make sure that we let them know that it is only an outdoor warning siren.
And that's where we urge the public to sign up for the alerts through the city's website so that when they go off, then they can get them on their phone or,
Right.
different means. Also weather radios, everybody should have a weather radio in their house so that you get that to go off and then you can follow up with information if your TV is not
Right,
working.
that's a
because
good
of
suggestion.
satellite.
Okay.
Other questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Well, we got through the entire agenda very efficiently. We have 2 minutes before the council meeting, so why don't we adjourn the work session and plan to come back at 7 o'clock for the regular council meeting. Looks like we're going to have a big crowd with us tonight.